Stuff in our apartment came from father's store. Even clothes I'm wearing someone wore before. It's no wonder that I feel abused. I never get a thing that ain't been used. Barbara Streisand, as Fanny Brice in the musical Funny Girl, sings these lyrics which accurately represent the way most people feel about secondhand clothes. They think that they're low quality and only for those who have no other options. Historically, people who've been forced to rely on secondhand clothing have felt the need to be ashamed of that fact because of this stigma. In reality, though, they should be proud. After all, secondhand clothing is good for the environment, cost-effective, builds communities, allows more freedom of expression, and even turns the chore of shopping into an adventure. In order to prove the benefits of secondhand shopping, I'll apply the Rotary four-way test. Is it the truth? Yes. In 2024, a local nonprofit managed to divert over 62 million pounds of clothing from landfills, according to the Goodwill Industries of San Diego County annual report. Just imagine, as secondhand shopping becomes more popular, how much more clothing we can spare from the dump. Have you ever found yourself in a clothing store, walking by the teen section, wondering why every shirt is cropped? It's no accident. Big department stores only make clothes that fit the modern trends or very specific contexts like work and athletics. If you want everyday clothes that don't fit current trends, you're out of luck. That is, of course, unless you consider secondhand clothing. Whether it be a thrift shop, community closet, or the humble hand-me-down, secondhand clothing lets you access virtually every style that has ever existed. In fact, everything you see me wearing today was bought secondhand. So if you were to ask, is it fair to all concerned? The answer is unquestionably yes. After all, with secondhand clothing, you have more freedom to express yourself, rather than just being another walking mannequin. We've all heard that thrifting is a good financial choice, but you might not realize just how extreme the price differences between secondhand and brand new clothing can be. These days, it's pretty common to go to a store like Old Navy and find a mediocre pair of jeans for $45. But compare that to secondhand clothing where my entire outfit was less than the same amount. A friend of mine recently discovered these unreal prices while facing the classic issue of finding an outfit for the school dance. She stopped by her local thrift store, and there she found a wedding dress in pristine condition. And as the over-the-top person my friend is, she of course decided to wear this wedding dress to the dance. At retailers like David's Bridal or Vera Wang, you'll find wedding dresses for a low average of $5,000. Whereas my friend was able to get this fine garment for only $12. I know that someone is sitting here thinking, this is all well and good, but I need my clothes to look professional, and thrifting simply won't do for that. And I see where you're coming from. After all, it's not like every shirt you pick up off the shelf fits you perfectly. But even buying secondhand and tailoring is often cheaper than the alternative. Take, for example, a men's fitted suit. You can find this article of clothing at a store like Men's Warehouse for about $260. But if you stop by your local Father Joe's, you can find blazers for about $20 and dress shirts and slacks for $10 a piece. The average tailoring costs for this garment tend to be between $20 and $120. But even if we assume the high end of those cost averages, our theoretical thrifted suit is still a full $100 less than the same item bought new. So if you have to ask if it's beneficial to all concerned, the answer is unquestionably yes. After all, with secondhand shopping, you get to keep more of that money sitting in your wallet. Does it build goodwill and better friendships? It does, because there exists a large community in the secondhand world who've created community closets. These operations are like free thrift stores, and they can be found at places like schools, youth centers, and community centers. In order to keep them running, community members have to engage in a lot of interaction, which naturally builds goodwill and better friendship among them. Similarly,
Finding people to give hand-me-downs to and receive them from initiates more interaction between friends and family members. Again, building more goodwill and better friendships. But I think the best part about secondhand shopping is the thrill of it. If you go to a department store, they pick a handful of bland designs and mass produce them 1,000 times over. You never walk in and are surprised by what you find. But at a thrift store, you walk on by, you aren't even planning to get anything, but you can find the most strikingly beautiful, practically made for you item. It turns the drudgery of shopping into a treasure hunt. And who doesn't like a good treasure hunt? Ultimately, no one should feel ashamed of wearing secondhand clothing. Fanny Bryce has nothing to complain about, and I will keep wearing fabulous outfits like this one because of the way that secondhand shopping is good for the environment, cost-effective for consumers, allows you more freedom of personal expression, builds community, and makes shopping an adventure. So get on out and go secondhand shopping.